Welcome to another installment of Turn Up the AC Hot Takes with Reason on a solo edition. All social media information will be posted in the description below. We ask that you please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe while you're at it so you can be notified when the latest content is available. another tough L Lakers took tonight. It was an earlier game, so I missed about like the first quarter and some change. I was at school, so I got home, you know what I'm saying, in the second quarter. Man, I don't even know where to begin right now because it's the same thing every game. It's defense. We ain't going to win giving up 124 points to the Wolves. I mean, they're a decent team, but I honestly believe the Lakers are a better team, and it's going to be clear cut by the end of the season that we're the better team. We obviously didn't show it tonight. Minnesota didn't even have Wiggins, and they still beat us tonight. So something has to happen. Like, Luke, you got to shorten the rotations like now because JaVale McGee playing man, I don't know. I know he never really played big minutes in his career, like ever. But man, we need to figure something out because we're getting destroyed with the lack of depth at the center position. I mean, Williams is decent. He ain't no scrub or nothing, but it's not gonna get it done with Williams being our backup center. It's just not gonna get it done. We need to legitimately, like, I don't know what Magic and Rob are doing. Rob Pelinka, that is. I mean, y'all didn't notice that we don't have any big men. Like, that's gonna be a problem for us all season long. So we got to go find somebody, whether it be a free agent acquisition or find somebody who's willing to unload a center or find somebody who's willing, I don't know, anything really, because we need a big man. It's not going to get it done giving up 124 points a game. On average, we're giving up, I believe, 122. So, damn. We ain't going to win many. And look, we're scoring a lot of points, but that ain't going to matter. If teams are scoring 120 plus every single night, it doesn't matter how many points we put up. We're still going to come out on the wrong side of the score. For example, tonight. Like I said, I don't know what we got to do, where we got to find this big man. But that's going to be a big thing that's going to hurt us all year. The fact that we have zero depth at center. I don't care how great LeBron is. I don't care how good Kuzma, Ingram, all, like, man, I'll be the most biased person ever when it comes to the Lakers if you hear me talk when I want to be. But I'm being real right now. Like, we need big men. It's tough, man. I feel you, Marcus McKee. Yeah, man. I don't know. We got to go find a big man somewhere. I don't care if we go to LA Fitness and pick up the biggest 7-footer you can find. Some crazy like that. Like, I'm serious. Like, we got to have somebody to back up McGee, and because it's not going to get it done. We ain't doing nothing. We'll be a first round exit if we, at this point, I mean, here on Hot Takes, we believe we're going to make the playoffs in the top 3. But the way we're starting the season, it really ain't looking so hot. Our prediction ain't looking so hot. We're not wavering from our prediction, though. We still believe what we said, 53 wins. But if we don't start getting wins now, it's going to be a problem. And I understand it was going to be an adjustment period because LeBron James takes up a lot of damn oxygen on the court. Yeah, we definitely shouldn't have lost this game. But that's like the common theme so far in these first, 6 games? 7 games is it? What are we, 2-5 now? In these first 7 games, it's all the games we lost, like, oh, we shouldn't have lost that game. We were right there. Or if this would have happened, we're saying that too much. And I don't know what has to be done. I didn't like rotations tonight. But then again, that could be an argument every single night. We're way too deep. And I feel like Coach Walton wants to play everybody, to please everybody. And this is not how the basketball game is supposed to be coached. That's not how basketball is played. There's got to be people that don't get minutes. KCP, I'm looking at you. You ain't done nothing to deserve any type of minutes yet this season. Nothing. I did like starting Kuzma and Ingram tonight, though. I did like that at the expense of Josh Hart, and I'm the biggest Josh Hart supporter. I've been saying he should be our starting 2 guard. But I do like the fact that Luke was actually, I don't know if he made that call or Magic made that call, but somebody made that call, and I liked it. I don't know about you guys, but I did like seeing Ingram and Kuzma start. Because and I think Josh Hart could be good with the second unit because he's aggressive no matter if he starts or if he comes off the bench. And if he's playing in the second unit with Rondo and Lance, he's going to get a lot of open looks in the long haul. So I'm okay with our starting lineup how it was tonight. I wouldn't mind. I've been calling for KCP to lose his minutes since last season. He's not. First of all, if his jumper isn't falling, he is irrelevant. He's terrible. You don't even notice he's out there. You only notice he's out there when he's missing and bricking all his damn threes. So I've been calling for him to not be a regular in our rotation since last season. I don't know why we re-signed him. There was no reason to re-sign him. I understand he was probably a part of the LeBron deal to come here, and I get that. But other than that, I don't think we would have re-signed him at all. Because what has KCP done to warrant the playing time that Luke has been giving him up until like these last couple games? Absolutely nothing. I could sit here and dwell on that all day on the KCP thing because I can talk for days about KCP and how I believe he shouldn't be playing as much. But I'm going to move on from that because we could be talking about him all night, to be honest. LeBron's numbers look great. 29, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. But, I mean, I need you to be assertive, first of all, when we're on the road in the first half to ensure that we get off to good starts. Whether that mean you score, whatever. I just need you to be aggressive and assert yourself and dominate the game, especially when we're on the road against playoff caliber teams, although I have Minnesota missing the playoffs this year. But last year they were a playoff team, so until the season's over, they're still a playoff team. But, there was a point I wanted to make about LeBron from that second half, late in the game. What did he do? He took like a 3 in the corner. Or no, Kuzma got his shot blocked by, I think it was Gibson. And like LeBron throws his little fit on the court and doesn't even run back on defense. Like he just turns around. Like, I don't know, man. LeBron does a lot of questionable things to me on the court. Like, stop being a crybaby on the court. Like, LeBron, you're a great player. You being a crybaby on the court does not take away from your game and your greatness. So don't call me a hater or nothing like that. But he has looked off this season. I said it early on in Hot Takes that by the end of the season, LeBron will be no longer recognized as the best player in the NBA. And he's, to be honest with you, like his numbers are great, and people are going to be like, look at his numbers. For all you stat lovers out there, LeBron ain't looking like that player I saw last year in Cleveland. Even during the regular season, like hopefully he's like coasting through the season, but you can't coast in the West. You got playoff teams. You got teams winning 45 games missing the playoffs out West. One year when it was at its peak, the 8th seed had 50 wins. That was OKC, and I believe it was 2010. So, I mean, you can't coast through the season. You can't take your little breaks like you always do during the season. We're going to call it out. And there's moments throughout every single game where LeBron gets lazy on defense. LeBron doesn't switch, or LeBron switches and doesn't communicate with someone to take his man. It's like, that can't fly. And we can sit here and bash Coach Walton for his subs. We could sit here and bash Kuzma for missing, his last 10 shots and still shooting. We could sit here and bash Lonzo for getting 4 points. He only played 24 minutes tonight. We could sit here and bash, just everybody's game and critique it. But LeBron James, you're the best player on our team. It starts with you on the defensive end. I know you don't play defense no more. If you didn't want to play defense, you shouldn't have came here. Point blank, period. If you don't, that's how I feel personally when it comes to that. Like, the only way we're going to be a top 3 seed, like we believe here on Hot Takes, is if we are a top 10 defensive team. And we are nowhere near that right now. Giving up 122 points a game is not going to get it done. Not even against trash teams. We give 120 to Phoenix, they're going to beat us. You know what I'm saying? So we got to figure something out. I did love what I saw from Ingram tonight. I seen a lot of hate on social media and the internet today when the quote came out from Ingram, when he was talking about, I expect to be a starter. I like that attitude. A lot of people didn't. They were bashing him like, who are you? You ain't done nothing yet. And then he came out and balled and he proved it. Ingram should be starting. I don't care if it's at Kuzma's expense. Ingram is the starter at the 3. And because I feel, yes, Kuzma's a better offensive player. Period. I don't think that's a discussion. I think most people would agree. But I think Ingram is the better overall player when it comes to both sides of the ball. That's my opinion. And I said it beginning of the season that by season's end, Ingram will be recognized as the second best player on the Lakers. So I do like what I see from him. In only 25 minutes, he had 24 points. And I felt like he was aggressive. I felt like he didn't wait for LeBron to do, and he went out and got his buckets on his own. And I like that a lot. So, yeah, Rondo had a pretty good game. I understand why Luke didn't play Lonzo as many minutes as he's accustomed to. But, if Lonzo's going to grow into the player that we need him to be at point guard, you got to let the man run. You got to let this kid play in the moments on the road in the fourth quarter, because that's the only way he's going to grow. Yeah, Rondo had, all they show me right here is the points, assists, and rebounds. They didn't really go too deep into the stats. But yeah, turnovers, man. And don't get it wrong. I love Rondo. Rondo's a great player. He's an NBA champion. Solidified, you know what I mean? But me personally, I think we got to roll with Lonzo in moments. He has to at least be on the court. Yeah, man, I don't really. And then Lance Stevenson can't play 15 minutes. He's got to play more than that, because when he's out there, good things happen. That's why we were so amped when we picked up Lance Stevenson. Lance gonna make him dance. So that's how I feel about that. I need Lance to play a minimum 20 to 24 minutes, not 15. I don't care who you take the minutes from, but he should be the number one guy off the bench. Him and Hart. If you're gonna start Kuzma and Ingram and move Hart to the bench, the two guys off the bench that need to get the most run, of obviously Rondo and Lonzo going split time, but Hart and Stevenson, they got to get the minutes off the bench, because good things happen when they're both on the floor, especially because Hart likes to get to the basket. He can finish with both hands, and he's aggressive offensively. Lance loves running the point. He loves ball in his hand and get people going. Lance likes to shake people up and get the fans involved, but he's not doing it for selfish reasons. He's doing it because first of all, he loves to get people amped. Lance is all about the show. That's one thing we love about him. But not only is he trying to get the crowd going and get the show going, he's trying to get people open and easy looks. And that's why I think Lance deserves minimum 20 to 24 minutes every night. Minimum. So, 15 is not going to get it done. Williams, I like Williams, but he can't be our number 2. He can't. We gotta go find a big man somewhere. We said it the other day. I'm going to keep bringing it up. So when y'all hear about it, you heard it here first. The Lakers need to go try to get Tyson Chandler, because at some point, Phoenix is going to look to unload him. They have DeAndre Ayton, and he's their center of the future. He's the number 1 overall pick. At some point, I feel like they're going to, try to get rid of Tyson Chandler, because they're going to be obviously a lottery team and looking elsewhere. And I think Tyson Chandler would be a huge pickup if we can get him for the right price. Or even if they waive him and we claim him off waivers, I don't know. But I don't want to take that chance, because there's going to be other teams looking to add someone like Tyson Chandler. So if I'm the Lakers and I'm Magic, I look for a way to, get in contact with Phoenix and be like, hey, Y'all want to get rid of Tyson Chandler? We'll give you something for him. So just remember, you heard that here first. Tyson Chandler to be a Laker. You heard that here first on Hot Takes. Obviously, we don't have no inside information. This is just what we see and who we think would be a great fit to this Laker team. And you can't tell me we don't need. You can't tell me we need any other position more than the center position. You can't tell me that. And Tyson Chandler could come here and get 15, 16 minutes a night, and then we'll be golden. We are set at that point, because then we fix the rotations from everybody else. Obviously, JaVale would be the starter, and then Tyson could come off the bench for him. Or either way, really, but I would let McGee stay starting because he's had a pretty good run in this early part of the season so far. And obviously, LeBron needs to be more in the post. Going forward, he needs to be more in the post because, first of all, he's 6'9", like 270 or something like that. That's ridiculous. That's in today's NBA where you can't even play defense no more. I don't understand why LeBron is not down in the post banging people because look, man, you really think they're going to call fouls on LeBron when he's bodying you up by backing you down? Hell no. LeBron's going to get the other team in foul trouble, and that's going to lead to free throws. I admit it. But the more opportunities you get at the free throw line, the more points are going to add up. Because even if you are terrible at free throws, if you shoot 70% as a team, 7 out of 10 is completely different from 14 out of 20. That's a whole 7 extra points, speaking on percentages. If you know what I'm saying, we just got to get to the free throw line more. And that's going to start with LeBron getting on the block and saying, give me the ball. Because he's such a great passer, he's going to find people open from 3. He's going to find people open cutting. You know what I mean? Because Candace Parker, I don't know if you guys were watching the game on NBA TV, but Candace Parker mentioned Kuzma and Josh Hart are our 2 best players without the basketball. She's absolutely right. It's not even a debate. It's Kuzma and Hart because they cut. They know. What up, Mr. M? Welcome back, man. I was talking about Kuzma and Hart, how Candace Parker mentioned that they are like the 2 best players when it comes to moving without the ball. And I agree. Those 2 are going to benefit from LeBron being on the block more and posting up. Because look, man, people are going to always say I'm hating on LeBron because when you came here, you decided you were okay with the Kobe comparison. Kobe would be on the block with this team in today's NBA. Kobe would work more from the block. As he got older in his age, he worked the block and he was able to, do some things out of it. So that's what I want to see with LeBron. I want to see you get to the block and post and bang down low because I don't like all this soft stuff I'm seeing from LeBron. Look, I mentioned it once. You're 6'9", 270. You need to go get some put a body on somebody. I know you're getting 10 rebounds, and it looks great on the stats. But nah, when we only have JaVale McGee as our only true center, LeBron, you need to every night have these damn rebounds in double figures. And all these look, I don't know if you're meaning about us with these layups because we're missing a ton of layups. I ain't never seen LeBron James miss this many layups in my life. I know y'all haven't. I don't know. His percentage is probably something like Lonzo's last season. Like that's how I feel like his is low. That's how I feel where his percentage is at when it comes to being in the paint. Point blank. And then look, man, every time there's a switch and you get Taj Gibson or Karl Anthony Towns or Anthony Davis even or any big man, go to the basket, LeBron. Ingram, honestly, overall, I was happy with Ingram's game tonight. I feel like he got in foul trouble too. He had like 5 fouls. That's why he only played 25 minutes. But when you're coming off of a suspension and you miss, 4 games he missed? He caught a lot of heat online today, social media, Instagram, all the Laker pages I follow. He did, but I mean, one of them was a tough and Kuzma on the tip jam on the follow, and the second one, I forget what happened. That second one, you might have to refresh my memory, but at least one of those layups, we got a tip jam. We honestly were in a good position to win this game, even with all the negative I just spoke about. But at the same time, we got to give credit to Jimmy Butler. That's a bad dude. Jimmy Butler, a lot of people were down on Jimmy Butler and sleeping on him like early. Man, to me, Jimmy Butler is I don't want to say superstar because he's not on the level of a James Harden, you know what I mean, or of Paul George, but he's right there. To me, I'll say he's a top 15, at worst top 20, but I'd give him top 15 player in the league. Karl Anthony Towns, he really did. He did his thing tonight. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do when we have no size at the center position. So, Cat should have done that. And I would have, once upon a time, I would have loved to have Jimmy Butler on the team. Not anymore because I'm not giving up any of our young guys for him. I would give you that. He is more clutch than Paul George. But, they're right there. I would say in terms of who's better, it's a good argument for who's better out of those two players. I would give the edge to Paul George. Excuse me one moment, my light went out. Yeah, I would say when it comes to Paul George and Jimmy Butler, it's a tight race between who's the better player. It wasn't this close just a year or so ago. It was clear cut Paul George. But I feel like Paul George has regressed, and Butler's just getting better. I feel like Jimmy Butler's getting better, and wherever he ends up, they're going to be blessed because he definitely wants out of Minnesota, and I don't think he lasts beyond the All-Star break. I don't know how late into the trade deadline he's going to be around in Minnesota, but if I was willing to bet, I would say he's probably gone before the new year, and that's only because Tibbs is not trying to trade him. The owner already said he needs to be traded. Jimmy Butler is going to continue to say he needs to be traded. So I mean, you can only fight it for so long. You can only block the move for so long until it goes down. So it's going to happen. See, I feel like maybe a year and a half ago, Kuzma Ingram, before Ingram took off and before Kuzma showed who he was. But right now, nah, I would not even include Josh Hart or Lonzo. To me, Lonzo, Hart, Kuzma, and Ingram are off limits to anybody because we got to see what their ceiling is. I feel like all four of those players, all these young guys that I mentioned, I feel like they've shown flashes of a great type of player. Where there's different levels of greatness, there's different levels of superstardom, all that. So where they fall on that spectrum, we don't know yet. And that's why I would rather hold on to them. Now, if we went and missed the playoffs this year and we end up losing more games than last season, something crazy like that, then I'll go back and reevaluate. But as of right now, I say we keep them and run with it and put them, all of them on the floor more often with LeBron James. Because, I mean, who's going to be on the court when the game's on the line? LeBron James is the only guarantee. I liked that. You missed it earlier. I talked a little bit about the starting lineup tonight. I really liked it. As big of a supporter of Josh Hart as I am, and for those of you who have been here a couple nights with us and watched, I'm a big supporter of not only Josh Hart but Lonzo as well, and I love that backup, that backcourt. Excuse me, but Kuzma Ingram next to LeBron, that's length. That's some serious length. And if LeBron's ever going to be able to take it easy on defense and rest, it's going to be when those two and JaVale McGee are on the floor with him. And then you throw in Lonzo in the mix. Lonzo's 6'6" with a ridiculous wingspan. So that's a lot of length on the court. That's going to be I think that should be like our go-to lineup when shit hits the fan and we need production. Because that, to me, that lineup is lethal. Yeah, I agree a little bit to that because Giannis, look, man, when you're that tall, what is he, like 6'10", something like that? If somebody correct me if they know his exact height, with a 7-foot wingspan at least. All he's missing, from what I've seen, is a jumper. But once he develops that, damn. I think to your point, I think each of our players have shown some brilliance, and they've shown, the ability to have great moments and great games. I don't think any of the four that we have on our team will be on the level of a Giannis when he reaches his level that I think he's going to get to. I don't think any of our four guys are going to get to that level. But I do believe all four of them have the potential to be perennial all-stars. That's including Lonzo, that's including Hart, that's including Ingram and Kuzma. Ingram, I actually said, could be an all-star this year. Off the bench, obviously, but that's how I feel about our young guys. Yeah, I agree. Hart, I feel like he should once this experiment, because this is just an experiment starting with the starting lineup tonight. I don't think it's going to last long. I think Hart will be back in the starting lineup soon, and I think Kuzma is going to be our sixth man. And the reason why I say that, look, Kuzma is offensively head and shoulders above Ingram. I think we can all agree on that. But I think as the all-around player, I feel like Ingram is better. Because Ingram has better handles. Ingram can run point forward, something Kuzma can't do. And Ingram is not only looking out there to get buckets. Obviously, you got to put the ball on the hoop to win the game, obviously. But I feel like Ingram, and on top of that, I think Ingram's a better defender. Now, that might not be a very popular choice or a very popular opinion of Kuzma being the sixth man, but that's how I feel with the Lakers. You know what I mean? But I do think Kuzma needs to finish the games. He absolutely needs to finish games because Kuzma is going to be himself no matter if he's off the bench or starting, and we've seen that in his young career. Whether he starts or comes off the bench, it doesn't matter because he's still balling and he still comes into the game shooting. But man, either way though, I think we are solid with having both them young guys of Kuzma and Ingram, and I hope we're not dumb and pull the trigger on a trade unless it's for Anthony Davis. Obviously, then I trade one of them in a package. But other than that, I ain't doing it. Because I feel like, like I said, I feel like Ingram is all-star material this season. As a backup, of course, getting voted in by the coaches. Kuzma, he's gifted offensively. Kuzma can be an offensive superstar. My only issue with Kuzma is there's times where I feel like he's forcing it too much. I don't know if you guys feel that way. I feel like he forces it sometimes. And granted, make your mistakes, Kuzma. It's early. Make them now. But you got to learn when to go and when to defer. And there's a couple, and he's not the only one that way. Lonzo's like that too, because Lonzo is so unselfish that he'll take himself out of the games while he's on the court. You know what I mean? For those of you who watch games as much as I do, I feel like you understand what I'm saying. Like Lonzo can be so much better if he had a little bit of that Kuzma offensive attitude where I ain't never seen a shot that I didn't like type of stuff. Yeah, that's just, that's my personal thoughts on that. But for those of you who have not seen the show before, I want to let y'all know this. For those of you who have been here, I'm sorry for repeating myself. The Lakers need to go get somebody like Tyson Chandler. We are soft up front. We are light up front. We need a Tyson Chandler. I just wanted to put that out there so you heard it here first. Excuse me. The next... No, but yeah, to the point about Kuzma, yeah, I said he should be coming off the bench as our sixth man, but he needs to be on the floor to end the game. You know what I mean? He needs to be on the floor when the game's on the line. Him, or we can go with that 5 that we started the game with today, and we can end the game with that 5. Or if Rondo's having a better game, then obviously you can take out Lonzo and put it Rondo. But I feel like Lonzo needs it more now to be in the game when the games are on the line. Because Rondo's been there, done that. Rondo's been in every situation. He's been in the Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Ain't no bigger pressure than that. So I feel like he's going to be fine no matter what. He's a great insurance policy to have. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you're right. Kuzma's like our, I guess you could say like a Ginobili. He's our switchblade, man. He do it all. Offensively, get to the basket. He got the hook shot. He can finish with his left hand. He can shoot the three. He shoot from beyond three, a few feet behind. He can do it all offensively. I'll never debate that. So, but he should be on the court, in the fourth quarter. Let me see who our next game is. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's some trash team. Yes, Dallas. We got Dallas next. Oh, my favorite lineup. I'm going to say my favorite lineup was the starting lineup we had. Because I feel like that should be the lineup we end games with. Because I feel like that's our best lineup. Now, you could even, if we go small, excuse me one more time. If we go small and we take McGee out the game, then I would put Hart with that lineup. But to me, those are the two best lineups we have, whether it be with McGee for a big lineup or McGee out the game, and we have Lonzo, Hart, Kuzma, Ingram, and LeBron. I don't understand why LeBron doesn't, like, look, man, when our big man is on the bench, he did it a little bit in the fourth quarter where he picked up Towns, but I don't like this the new NBA now where they switch everything and you allow Cat to post up somebody like Rondo or somebody like Hart. Granted, Hart is a tough-nosed defender. He's really strong, but no matter how great defense he plays, it's not going to matter. It's just up to Cat if he's going to make it or miss it. But, it's another tough L to take tonight. So now we're 2-5 on this young season. Here on Hot Takes, we still are holding strong with our 53-win prediction. I mentioned a little bit about, Luke Walton early in the stream. I'm a supporter of Luke Walton. From last season, he had some questionable, he's doing it now. But last season, he's had some questionable rotations. And my biggest gripe with Luke last season was him playing KCP ridiculous amount of minutes. And then I don't like when he takes Lonzo out for the game time, it's like 8-9 minutes, 10 minutes. But of actual time, it's like over a half hour he's not playing. That's way too long for someone like Lonzo. Lonzo needs to be on the court more often. If you're going to sub him out, don't sub him out in the middle of the first and then put him back with like 8 minutes left in the second. That doesn't make any sense. No sense to me at all. But we could sit here and look. I'm not saying Luke Walton's rotations are great. Sometimes they're terrible. But at the same time, we could sit here and bash Luke Walton for, mistakes he's making. He is under probably the biggest microscope of anybody in basketball right now. Because you're coaching a LeBron James team with crazy expectations from Laker fans. So if positive stuff doesn't happen off top, you already in the spotlight. I said he's not on the hot seat, but I did say it was sizzling a couple days ago during our live stream. So, yeah, man, I got faith in Luke, though. See, and that's a good lineup. That is a good lineup. I do like that lineup as well. But it's tough, man. It's tough, though, because even with Williams, we're so undersized. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think I finished my point. We don't need to bash Luke Walton. We can sit here and do it all night. But it wasn't Luke Walton's fault the other night when we lost to San Antonio when Rondo didn't go for that layup. You know what I'm saying? That's a instinctive type of thing that you need to have on the court, and that Rondo should have done on the court. Oh, 10 seconds left. We're down 3. I got a layup. Now we're down 1. Let's send them to the free throw line. Oh, you made them both? Okay, now we go for the 3. You know what I mean? So that's just one of the instances, and I wish I remember the play that LeBron had late in the game. Oh, I'm glad we found Williams because I don't know what Zubac is doing, like in practice or over the summer, but clearly he's not doing something that the coaching staff and the coaches want to see because we went out and we put Williams in before him. So clearly something's going on with Zubac. Maybe they're not happy with his condition. I don't know what. Maybe they're not happy with his work ethic. I don't know. But I know one thing. I do like what I'm seeing from Williams because he's scrappy. I feel like even if we were to pull off a Tyson Chandler to come here, still keep Williams there. You know what I'm saying? He could be our third string center, or he can give us minutes at the 4 next to a Tyson Chandler. You know what I'm saying? So I like Williams a lot. He hustles, he works his ass off, and he fights for boards. That's more than you can say about half the team right now. So that's how I feel about him. Oh yeah, Luke Fulton. Those memes are coming. Oh man, you heard it here first on Hot Takes. But so I want to go on to something positive, which is our next game on Halloween night. I don't know how much of that game I'm going to be able to see, but I'm gonna watch as much as I can. I got a 1-year-old son, so taking him out, trick or treating and stuff. But I'm gonna watch as much as I can of that game. Hopefully, we're back in the house and everything by game time, so I can see the whole game. We will be going live after. Hopefully, Charlie Gray will be with me that night. Yeah, man, we got Dallas coming up, so we need to go get this win because right after them, I believe we got Portland and then Toronto. So, and we don't ever win in Portland, so we got to go get this win on Wednesday night and go in to. I'm gonna call the Lakers getting a double-digit victory over Dallas on Wednesday. That's how I feel. I feel like we're way, way better. I don't think it's a comparison between us and Dallas. Obviously, some people. I said the same. I said that we're better than Minnesota, and obviously we didn't look like it tonight. But by the end of the season, we will be clear-cut better than Minnesota. Mark my words. Absolutely. Our biggest faults is what I thought LeBron was going to help us with. We need a superstar player to bring these games home. I don't know, man. 2-5, and we could easily have that record switched to 5-2. We shot ourselves in the foot. We do it all game. First of all, with our free throws. Second of all, with our late game situations. We make dumb decisions, and it's a growing process. I mean, LeBron's first 15 games, I believe it was, when he went to Miami, they started out 7-8. Don't believe me? Look it up. 2011 season, 2010, 2011 season. If I'm not mistaken, they started out 7-8 and still ended up, I think, with the top 3 seed in the. I know it's the East, but I'm just saying, when you have a prime D Wade and a prime Chris Bosh and a prime LeBron James, you don't expect that team to start 7-8, even if they just got together. So it's gonna take some time for us to look as good as we're going to look, but there's been some flashes, and I'm very happy about that. Now, the biggest thing that we can control until we look like our finished product is defense, because defense is all about effort. If we took pride on that side of the basketball, teams would not be averaging 122 against us. Clearly, somebody needs to get into everybody, or Rondo needs to swing on somebody in the locker room and be like, look, if you don't man up, I'm going to kick your ass. Some crazy stuff like that. Something got to happen where somebody is tired of getting beat. I know it's early, but we got to wake up, because the only way we're going to have a successful season and end up in the Western Finals like we predicted here on Hot Takes is if we're a top 10 defensive team. So if you want to see the rest of those predictions, go ahead and check out our NBA Western Conference predictions and our Eastern Conference predictions. We have them in the playlist in our videos. So if you want to see the rest of our 8 from both sides, you go check that out. there's a couple of teams that you'll be surprised that we have missing the playoffs. So you gotta go check that out. Yeah. So yeah, man. I don't know what we gotta do. We just somebody gotta just put their feet in the ground and be like, I'm not budging. Let's play some damn defense. So I want to thank you all for being here. We talk about other sports as well. So if you guys are boxing fans, we got more boxing videos coming soon. We like to talk about every sport possible, every chance we get. We like to do comparisons. We like to do rankings. So if you guys have any topics you would like to hear us talk about, if you enjoy our streams about basketball, any topic you like, whether it be top championship teams of all time or whatever, anything you want to hear us talk about, debate, please let us know, and we'll be sure to get a video out there so y'all can hear our debate. One thing I like to plug, and this is towards the end of every live stream, coming soon, we have the GOAT conversation. We want to go live for that, but we want it to be somewhat of a decent viewing, people who are willing to put their thoughts and opinions on who they think is the GOAT and why. Because we're gonna do a live stream for it, and it's gonna be a very fun conversation because there's a few players who I believe are in that conversation. Excuse me, one more moment. So it's gonna be a fun conversation discussing who we believe is the GOAT. There's a handful. I'll say a handful of players in that conversation. You can probably already think of a few of them off the top of your head. But we would love for y'all. I think that was all hype because let's be real. Oh, by the way, who do y'all think would win one-on-one, LeBron and Jordan? I think Jordan destroys LeBron James, in my opinion, because Jordan beats you here first. I'm just old enough to catch like the last tail end of Michael Jordan's career. And even at his last 5-6 years, he was amazing. At 35, 36, before technology was what it is now. This is 20 plus years ago, and he was amazing at 35, amazing at 36. He three-peated his last 3 years in the league before he retired the second time. Like, come on. Exactly. Who's LeBron going to pass to? Now, if there's anybody who can beat Michael Jordan one-on-one, you know who I'm talking. I didn't even have to say it. Thank you, Mr. M. You said it for me. I didn't even have to say it. The only person in NBA history who I think can beat Michael Jordan one-on-one in their primes, obviously we'll never know. It's all hypothetical. Is Kobe Bryant. Because I think Kobe destroys LeBron one-on-one too. Yeah, and exactly. He stole all my moves. Exactly. He said that. I'm glad you brought that up. But you know what I'm saying? Like, Kobe Bryant to me is the only person who can beat him. I think if they play 9 times, it's 5-4. Somebody wins 5, the other person wins 4. That's how close I think they are in terms of skill one-on-one. Me too. Yeah. It's tough to say, though, because, I mean, if in terms of, let me put it like this. There's going to be 2 conversations for this GOAT conversation. In terms of NBA legacy, Michael Jordan, hands down, is the GOAT. NBA legacy. The only other person that rivals Michael Jordan's legacy is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Nobody else. And that's because, just look at the statistics. Everyone loves stats. Kareem won at the college level. Ridiculous. Then he came in and won 6 more in the NBA. 5 with the Lakers. 5, 6 MVPs, whatever it was. Michael Jordan, 6-0 in the finals. Never went to a game 7. 5 MVPs? Something like that. 10. Upwards of 8, 9, 10. All defense. Number 1. 9, I think it was. I think him and Kobe have 9. Or it's something like that. But he's up there. So, in terms of NBA legacy, it's Michael Jordan. And the only one with the argument is Kareem. Well, there's a reason why. I will tell you my reason why people like Wilt and Shaq, um, even Kareem are not the GOAT. So be ready for that one because I'll let you know why. Actually, I'll mention a little bit now. Actually, the reason why I say players like that can't be the GOAT, Bill Russell, another one, because they can't go get their own bucket. They need someone to give them the ball to go get a bucket. So in terms of GOAT, you have to be able to get the ball to me off the rim and go get your own bucket because basketball at its core is 1-on-1. Yes, it's 5-on-5, but if you go to the parks and you play people, it's 1-on-1. Basketball is 1-on-1 at its core. And that's why people like Wilt, people like Bill Russell, Shaq, Kareem are eliminated from the GOAT. Because like I said, there's two arguments. Legacy and who is the best player ever. So be ready for that. I can't wait to have that conversation. So I want to thank you all for even being here. Thank you all for dropping your comments. Thank you all for subscribing. Those of you who are returning viewers, thank you very much. We greatly appreciate it. We're just trying to grow this channel and talk sports and mostly talk Lakers. Because it's Laker Nation around here. We live in Southern California, so we're diehard Laker fans. Once again, thank you all for being here. This has been Turn Up the AC Hot Takes. Once again, I'm Reason. And until next time, I'll be going live Wednesday. Whether I watch the whole game or not, I will be paying attention to it. And I'll be going live Wednesday night, post game for sure. So if y'all, available, that come check us out. Hopefully it'll be me and Charlie Gray. And until next time, thank you all for being here. God bless. And I'm out. Laker Nation.